ahead and promote, baby. You want to have your commercials here on the Female Solution Show. Not only mine, Gathering of the Griots, but there's a Female Solution Show every single day of the week, including Saturdays and Sundays. So you can take out promotional space and have your commercial show during our broadcast. Do it. We're here for you, especially on Gathering of the Griots Tuesdays. But anyway, without further ado, I want to bring a sister to the table who, my gosh, she keeps traveling all over the world. What's happening? How is she doing this? Where's she going? But she's written so many books, so many important books. And I really value her because she brings people to the table. She also was hanging out with us in the metaverse. So she got that experience. And so I am bringing none other than my girl, Michelle Rhnea Yisrael, to the table. How are you, darling?
I am marvelous. How are you?
I
Marvelous.
look so happy that you're here. I was like, where's the
Me
at?
too. Me
I said, "Where's
too.
the girl at?" So you
Oh,
are back in the States. You were just in Ghana,
I
correct?
was in Ghana. Yes, I was
What
in
what
Ghana.
you doing in all this traveling before we get into your titles? What in the world are you discovering in these travels?
I am discovering the world. I'm discovering life outside of my circle, outside of the ghetto. I'm discovering the world, and I'm
Look,
discovering myself.
I love that. I love that. You're being an inspiration. Believe me. I'm
I'm
like,
an inspiration to myself, and I'm getting more things to write about. I'm watching people, I'm watching places, I'm taking notes. I am recording, so I'm getting more ideas to write about, more things to say,
she said
more
more
people
things.
to portray.
That's right. Oh, see,
Oh, that rhymes. More
look,
things
these
to
people.
say, more people to portray. And
What?
that book is at the publisher. Step into your power, and you will see it on the shelves very shortly. It's in the last
Okay.
stages.
So Step into
Very
Your
shortly.
Power is on its way.
It's on
And
its way in like a week, maybe two at the
okay,
most.
talk about
Yeah.
it. What's that about? It says study journey. What does that mean?
Well, I am a biblical scholar, and I like to study and promote the idea that the Bible is Black history. It's a book that's talking about our history and our future. So, Step into Your Power is my journey as I became a praying woman. And when I step into my power, I am using a power source that's greater than I am in order to make me a better person, make me a better mother, a better sister, a better woman, period, where I am more confident. I'm confident because the power higher than me, the most high God, is powerful. So I'm tapping into his power as a black woman because the book that we all read, most of us read and have been reading for so long is about us. It's about people that look like me. And when I went to Ghana, oh goodness, when I went to everywhere I go, I buy books. When I went to Ghana, I saw a different side of our history. No, we don't talk about what happened to the people that were left behind. We talk about what happened to us once we were stolen and carried away captive, and they made us into slaves. But we don't talk about the people that we left behind.
Mm,
And they too are learning how to step into their power because their power is the same as my power, that being higher than we are.
mm,
Step into your power is about being able to have confidence, being able to be a better person, to grow in the fruits of the spirit. The fruits of the spirit are love, joy, and peace. And believe you me, as people are talking about all these things that's going on in the world and it's falling apart around us, I don't care. I have peace because look, we have come a long way in our journey, a
mm,
very long way since we left the shores of West Africa. We have
mm,
come a long way. And one thing that we have learned how to use, that Step Into Your Power talks about. Our resistance to all these things that's going on in the world is our joy.
Mm,
That's our resistance, our joy, our dancing, our singing, our smiling, our getting along with each other and treating each other well. That's the power that I'm talking about. And
mm.
that's the resistance that I'm learning how to grow in.
Interesting recurring concept. The brother that was just on, my man Manati L. Jenkins, talked about how initially in his practice as an attorney, really being about the fight, the fight, the fight. But then he was like, he's learning a different way now. It's not
Way to fight.
the fight, the fight, the fight.
Yes,
It's still fight in it, but its process is different. It's negotiating. It's
yes.
you're using your different skills. So I'm glad that through adversity we're seeing that fight the power is not necessarily the way. It can be your intention,
Hmm.
but your process doesn't have to stress you out.
It's
So
not
you,
going to stress me out this time.
not this time,
And
baby. I
I tell
already
you what,
know.
as I grow in peace, as I grow in love, grow in joy, grow in goodness, and grow in knowledge, I'm spreading it. I am
Mm,
spreading it. These people
mm,
have no power over us.
mm.
Our resistance is our joy. Be happy, guys. Be happy
Y'all playing games.
and
Our
be
resistance is
grateful.
our joy.
Our
Ooh.
resistance is our joy, and be grateful
Mm,
because I study the brain, right? Because I'm trying to figure out how to help my students learn more and learn faster. And one thing that I have learned in my studies about the brain is that the frontal um, or cortex of the brain, as long as we hold on to the bad things in life, the things that stresses us out, the things that we can't control anyway, the more sadness we're going to be the more sadness is going to take over us. We're going to be sad, we're going to be unhappy, we're going to be stressed out. We won't be able to have confidence in ourselves because we have confidence in the most high, our creator. But when you replace all of that negative stuff, the jealousy, all the negative thoughts and the negative feelings, then what you do is you overshadow all the greatness in your brain, and it lights up. It lights up
mm,
joy and gratitude. One
mm.
one thing I try to do on a daily basis is I try to literally write down, because I don't want to forget. I literally write down as close to 100 things that I'm grateful for before I get up and walk around as possible. And if I can't think of anything that day, because things may be a little bad, a little gray, then I start with the trees. What are the trees for? It's to give us oxygen, to clean our to clean the oxygen around us. I thank God for the trees. I thank Him for the beautiful flowers that are going to be popping up out of the ground really soon. What
Mm.
am I grateful for? Gratitude. When you focus on gratitude, all that negative stuff, it can't live in you.
It
It
can't
can't
live
live in
in you
you.
or around you.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible.
That's right. You gotta counter that.
Gratitude is
You gotta
key.
count. No, I know y'all feel
Yes.
that power, and that power you find them in her works, and it's so important. Look at all this work. So we got the book that's coming soon, but then you have others up here. The Enemy Within, um,
Yes.
children's titles. Talk a
Yes.
little bit about any of these titles. Talk about
Okay.
the enemy within, because I've spent a lot of time with you putting that out there, and sisters need that message.
The enemy within is a story about domestic violence, how to overcome that. It is a story about an elderly um, woman whose name is Simkar, and her granddaughter found her journals. Right now, Simkar is so happy. She's in the space that I'm in. She is and she's in a space that and the space that Simkar is in is not as beautiful and as peaceful as the one I'm in right now, because I wrote that book maybe 2, 3 years ago. But her granddaughter finds her journals. And in her journals, there's a story about her as a young woman when she wasn't so peaceful and so quiet and full of joy. It's a story about her being abused by her husband. It wasn't a physical abuse, but we know that emotional abuse is more impactful and long lasting and so much more difficult to heal than physical abuse. I prefer somebody beat my butt because I can fight back with that. I can fight back, but with that emotional thing, it tricks you. It's a deceit. It's a lie. It's a joke. It's a trick. It's a scheme, and it catches you and beats you down mentally. And so her granddaughter read that story, and so from that story about her past life in this emotionally abusive situation that Simca was hiding, she didn't tell anybody about it during the time that it was happening. And that's where the enemy's power lies, when we are quiet about things. Expose that son of a gun. That's one of the steps. Tell everybody. Because the more we're quiet about what we are, the nasty things that's happening to us, that's being told to us, the things that beat us down as women, the more power that person has.
Mm.
So that's what that story is about. The enemy within. And the enemy within is the enemy in Simca that kept her quiet, prevented her from exposing her experiences at the time, which would have shortened it. And the enemy in her house, in her household, that was her husband. That's the enemy within. And her granddaughter learned so much about how to live life and how not to live life in that story. It's a really interesting, very wonderful story. The enemy within.
Man, and so you guys, you see what I'm saying, right? In terms of the quality of the stories, the quality of the writing of the people that are in this book fair, it makes it a very unique space because people have to be vetted before they come into the book fair. We don't just take your money and put you in here. We actually have to have people submit and then make a decision about their being in the family. And so that's what makes the selection so dynamic, because you have people coming to the table that have this energy and that have these stories to tell. So I just want to say to you today, my dear, thank you so much for coming. We look forward to you being in the book fair August 9th. Your books will be available along with, ain't you excited, girl? August, we didn't do nothing in 2024, but we doing it this year. Don't play around. So yeah, August 9th, those books by Michelle Rhnea Yisrael will be there. Come on out and be a part. Get that library growing, baby, with some real powerful work.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. It's just a wonderful space that you can meet so many Black authors. Black authors can talk to each other and network with each other. Nobody can stop us from helping each other, from networking with each other and getting to know each other. We need more Black books, all for all ages. Get to
Period.
writing, y'all. Get to writing.
Period. Get to writing. I love it. You got a
Right.
lot of gems today. I'm gonna have to bring you back so we can get some more gems. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful. And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you on the 9th. All right. So
Bye-bye.
you guys, hey, check it. This show